Hi, thanks everybody. Just shortly going to introduce the kids from the Kids Hack, and they're going to go through and just explain a little bit about what they did this afternoon. They've had 3 hours, and for many of them this is the first time they've had their hands on an Arduino and been introduced to physical computing. So the challenge that they worked on this afternoon was to make a musical instrument. So if you just give us a minute while we set up. Has anybody got any questions while we're waiting? Sorry?
Tell us about the Kids Hack that they did.
What did they do? Right, okay. They had a kit to work from. They had an Arduino, which is a little microcomputer. They had a shield, which they put on top of the computer. They then wired up the Arduino to a little audio jack, plugged it into the speakers and checked that it was working. They then downloaded the Arduino IDE, which is the interactive development environment for the Arduino. So they all did that. And then they imported a library, which is written for people that are techie, which was written in processing. And the library is called Mozzie. And what it does is it gives you a whole load of sketches, which is the equivalent of a computer program, which they downloaded Mozzie, opened it up with their computer, and then went in and started exploring using the sketches to try out a different sound library. It's basically a sound library. And when they'd got the Arduino working, the sounds coming out of the board, they'd tried different samples, they then went into to start exploring using a whole range of different sensors. Some are light reactive, some are touch sensitive buttons, some of them are sliders, so they can bend the sounds. And any other type that they were used? Thermistors, yeah, anything else? Joysticks, yeah, we've done sliders, joysticks. So we had a whole range of sensors that they could just pile in and play with and explore. And they had to choose themselves which sensors to use, and they did that by going in and looking in the sketches and reading what was suggested in the sketch, working out all the wiring with a bit of help. And we had some people, we had a couple of the coders that came had done it before, so they were great. They were really helpful. Everybody was wonderfully cooperative, really supportive. It was a great feel. If you were down there, it was just great fun, and everybody was helping everybody else. It was just wonderful. And as you can see now, this is what's happening now. So are you ready to go? I'm ready as will be. So do you want the... I'll be...
Sorry. Okay.
So we're nearly done, and then after this, you're going to see, after you've seen this or you've seen the instruments that were made today, you're going to see an amazing performance with a team of people that were working in the hack with us. I'll let them say a little bit more about that when they come on, but you'll see the world fly before your eyes. If I say no more than that, that will give you a clue as to what's coming next. Okay?
Okay. What's your name?
Solomon.
And what have you done today?
I've just made one, and it's very loud.
Okay, do you want to show us then? Oh, so far nothing. Let's make sure we're connected. Does it have a name, your instrument?
No.
It's minimal. You might see Solomon in a few years playing some very cool clubs. Try pressing the button on and off. Maybe we'll come back to Solomon. We'll try that again. So let's move on to... What's your name?
Martim.
Do you want to hold that for a second? Okay, and what does your instrument do?
Well, it's basically a song. Oh, wait, no, it's playing. What's it playing? Yeah, that doesn't...
Okay, so you can hear that? Everyone hear that?
Now you don't.
And what did you do with the code?
Well, I got this like sample, and then I played about with it to change it a bit and turned it into this basically. So.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Hooray! Thank you. Brilliant.
Maybe we'll come back to some. Okay. Cool. And what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Okay. And what have you created?
We used light sensors and a joystick to make a sort of to manipulate sound.
Okay. Do you want to show us how that goes? Is it working? It's a good question. With that one. This is pretty new tech, guys. Maybe Elizabeth, we'll come back to you as well. We'll try and figure this out. And we'll go on to...
It was amazing. You should have heard it downstairs. It was you have to hear it. Brilliant. I think what they did was they made something that worked really, really well, and they thought, hey, that's cool, let's make it better. And then, as you know, when you make something better and you develop it, they kind of unhack it. So when they realised they were going to have to perform, they kind of backtracked the steps. So that's why we've got a slight little hiccup here. But it was burbling away downstairs. It was brilliant. It sounded really cool. And they were like using their hands and different parts of their body to make the sounds. It was just brilliant. But you can't always capture that, can you? That's coded. Everything's been done in 3 hours from scratch for kids that have never done this before, basically, as well.
If it works.
If it works.
Right.
Finbar, thank you.
Okay. Hello, I'm Finbar.
I'm Joana.
We made an arpeggiator, which sometimes works.
It kind of like works, does it 5 times and then stops working again and then starts again.
If we're lucky. Yay! So we can change and then if we're really quick, we can change the speed with this. And then it stops. Wow. That's the best we've had at work.
Cool.
Okay, I made a thing where you can turn the volume and the pitch, so it doesn't really make a tune, but you can just have a constant noise as you change the pitch and the volume with resist. Thank you. Yeah, so use this to change the pitch, and this one to change the volume.
And then both together. Together, come on. Performance skills.
Cool.
Okay.
Well done.
We'll quickly jump back quickly to Elizabeth, and you can hear what she made, because I think we got this working now.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
See what I mean about burbling?
Probably do this all day, guys. Cool. I think Solomon's is ready as well. But
Well done. Hey.
let's see what we get. Take it off, on and off. So maybe we'll try and get an album together one day, combine everyone's instruments. But the guys have all done really well. They spent a lot of time, so thanks for having us.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Cool. All All right.
Thank you very much. Right. Of course.
Well done.